I'm just chilling here in my backyard. The sky is blue, the birds are singing, it's not very hard. I'm kicking back, I'm decompressed, gonna take it easy for a while. And I'm feeling mellow, my eyes are almost closed. It's time to smell the roses, please excuse me while I doze. My jets are cool, I'm vegetating, watch me meditate with style. 'Cause everybody's out there somewhere fighting, fighting for their cause. Not me, I'm just lying here and wasting my sunny afternoon outdoors. Playing bars and restaurants to earn my daily bread. I'll never make $1 million, was it what I never said? But everybody's trying to be Elvis, or at least John Prine. Coffee shops and farmers markets never paid the rent. The music industry's the winter of my discontent. But today I'm cool, I'm hanging loose, just floating on cloud 9. 'Cause everybody's out there somewhere fighting, fighting for their cause. Not me, I'm just lying here and wasting my sunny afternoon outdoors. Reality is fading, my dream is pulling strong. My mind's in Carolina, flowing like the Scuppernong. I'm just chilling here on a sunny afternoon. Me, I'm just chilling here on a sunny afternoon. Me, I'm just chilling on this sunny afternoon. Outdoors. Yeah, so that was one of the songs I wrote when COVID came along. We seem to appreciate our backyards a lot more when COVID came along, and I used to listen. I don't know if you ever anybody listens to a chap called Artie Martello. Artie runs a podcast called Mostly Folk. And he's based in New York State, somewhere up in the mountains there. And he was, I used to listen to him. I used to walk my daughter to school, and then once I dropped her at school, I would put my pods in my ears and I would listen to Artie Martello as I walked home. And he was playing a tune, a well-known tune, Stephen Sondheim's Send in the Clowns, by an English group called the Tiger Lilies. And it's a really, really powerful rendition of the tune, and it's just one voice and a cello. It's really macabre and dark, but I thought to myself, what does a clown do when he retires? You know? So this is what happens. Nobody comes to the circus no more. We are yesterday's heroes, today's dinosaurs. The animals smell the tent leaks when it pours. We are no more entertainers. laugh with my foolish routine. I fell in love with the next year's May Queen. Oh, her innocent beauty beguiling. I lost my job when the circus closed down. Now what's there to do for an old circus clown? 'Cause nobody's laughing in this wretched town. As I sit beneath the grey weeping sky, my makeup is running and I don't really care. My clown suit soaked through, there's a chill in the air. All the folks rushing by me, well, they stop and they stare. But the rain hides the tears in my eyes. Oh, where have the years gone? My, how time flies. Being a clown is the perfect disguise. 'Cause she danced with the devil and I lost my pride. I still see her in my dreams, smiling. Now freedom, New Hampshire is no place to be for a clown with no business round Lake Ossipee. So I guess I'll head east to the sand and the sea, and across the Canadian frontier. And if I persevere, will I learn how to smile, rediscover the world through the eyes of a child, or find love again on Prince Edward's Isle. But just who's fooling whom is unclear here. My dreams, like the circus, they soon will be gone. She was my hope and my strength to go on, but I laid her to rest down in Cimarron. Oh, my sweet Kansas rose, ever shining. Nobody comes to the circus no more. I spent many years living in South Africa. My dad took us there when I was 7 years old. And there's a music festival that happens in South Africa. It happens around about Easter every year, up in the Drakensberg Mountains, and happens on a farm called Splashy Fen. The farm was owned by a gentleman by the name of Peter Farrar and his wife Almarie. A couple of guys went to him and said, "Oh, could we have a festival on your farm?" And he thought it was a great idea. So anyway, so this is one of the songs that Art likes. So hopefully I won't miss that. And it's a little song called The Soul of Splashy Fen. It's a song about a music festival, so there we go. I had to find my way out of the city, find another time, another place, get to know the feelings deep within me, get to know the man behind this face. It's been many years, you know, it's been a lifetime that I've lived within this concrete countryside. But now the open air and music were calling. It's time to raise my thumb and hitch a ride. So I took that lovely road that leads through Bulwer until the mountains of the Dragons lay ahead. At a little farm called Splashy Fen I rested. In a field of emerald green I made my bed. Though the lifeblood of the rat race still ran through me, I knew that I had just to spend some time searching for those things so long forgotten. It was difficult to think they had been mine. So I took out my guitar and I started singing to the rivers and the mountains and the sky. And I swear Mother Earth herself sang with me as I played for her this gentle lullaby, while my mind took that lovely road through Bulwer, going over every single mile again. Then I cried my tears of joy, not of sorrow, as my spirit met the soul of Splashy Fen. Then I thought of all the people in the city, living in their madness every day. Would they ever find this happiness that I found? Would they ever take that step and get away to this place where time stands still and the folk are mellow, where love is real and hearts aren't made of stone? 'Cause it sure feels good to talk to Mother Nature, knowing deep inside you're not alone. So take that lovely road that leads through Bulwer, and in the Drakensberg sweet shadows may you find a serenity that is deeper than the ocean, as the music takes you high and blows your mind. Especially for Art. Thanks, Art. Thanks for looking after me the last couple of days. I feel like a king. You know, Michelle's not going to know what to do with me when I see her next time. I'm going to be asking her to take me to lunch and drive me here and drive me there. You know?
Just call Art up, he'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, call Art. I was saying earlier, Michelle said that Art says, "Is Michelle coming?" I said, no. She said, if you were playing Art, she would have been here, but she's not going to sit and listen to me for 45 minutes. So, it's me told. So this is this is a song about a robin, and you know what? For once, I don't have to explain it, because in Europe, I have to explain that it's about an American robin, because the American robins are different to the European robins. So we have a blackbird, which is a cousin of the robin here, all the members of the thrush family. And of course, our robins are those little bobbin things that look like a ball of cotton wool with a red breast. But so I had these robins. They built a nest in my backyard and laid 3 eggs. And so I watched them, and it was fascinating. And then the eggs hatched, and they're crazy every day out feeding these chicks. You know, it's great. Nothing happened to the birds. The birds all survived and everything. But this is a folk song. So someone nobody dies. But, and there's a chorus, which you can sing along if you'd like to. And the chorus is, Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? Think you can manage that? You want to try it? Yeah. Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? Michelle definitely wouldn't be here if I was going to sing this song, because she doesn't have it very much. Hey, Robin Redbreast, singing sweetly in the tree, I wonder what you think about when you look down on me, living in my make-believe, these dreams I'll never see, in this frantic race that we call humankind. Hey, Robin Redbreast, you've been working oh so hard, you've been digging up the worms, you built a nest in my backyard, while I'm here in my imagination, trying to find some words for a song that I've got running through my mind. Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? Lovely, thank you. Hey, Robin Redbreast, seems the weatherman was right, and the storm he said was coming hit us hard late in the night. Rain fell in awful torrents, wind blew with all its might, and the nest you worked so hard on blown away. Hey, Robin Redbreast, did you cry a silent tear? You had worked so hard to build it just to watch it disappear. Or did you shrug your wings and tell yourself you'll try again next year, just fortunate to live another day? Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? When I was a kid. Hey, Robin Redbreast, what's the lesson here for me? Believing I've a right to life, imagining I am free. Would it be enlightenment to see what you can see? Won't you sing your sweet song once again for me? Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? Once more. Robin Redbreast, building your nest, won't you sing your song for me? You know, the thing about being a musician or a songwriter is you make a list and then you don't follow it. But so when we lived in the US, I was a stay-at-home dad, and I used to, as I say, walk my daughter to school, and I also used to help her with a summer reading. And when she went into eighth grade, they got this list of books that they had to read before getting there, and there were some heavy books in that thing. And one of them was a book called Across 5 Aprils. It's a story about the Civil War, and it's a story about a family who were in Iowa, far away from where everything was happening, and how they got dragged into the war, and how the sons got called up, and how their farm got burned because one of the sons joined the South. And it was all kind of, it was all very topsy-turvy, and I think the reason why is because they had moved there. In those days, people hadn't been in Iowa for long, you know. They had just moved from Kentucky up to Iowa, so one of the brothers thought that he would join his cousins. Anyway, and I just thought I'd write a song based on that book, Across 5 Aprils. This is for John. There's a story I know of a time long ago. 2 brothers were born late December, where bleak blizzards blew, sunny days, cold and few. 'Twas a winter the folk still remember, and the townspeople cried for the mother who died, giving birth to her precious cargo. But the frontier was rough, and the boys grew up tough. In the badlands you'll find west of Fargo. They were sons of a man who had strong, calloused hands. He kept a few head on the prairie, and while he never forsook his deep faith in the book, life certainly had made him wary. He helped them along, taught his boys right from wrong, and never again did he marry. For when his wife passed away, he was once heard to say, there is just so much hope one can carry. Now the winds blow high and the wind blows low. The trees all must dance to its bidding. Seasons come and seasons go. 'Tis forever the season for killing. Now from out of the south there came news, word of mouth, of a war between brother and brother, over free man and slave, and the way men behave. And the boys sat and talked these things over. As planets collide, they chose different sides, believing they each had good reason. And the thickness of blood turned to water and mud on battlefields there but for treason. Deny or ignore this despicable war, slaughtered nigh on 1 million people. And in July '63, Meade and Robert E. Lee met in sight of the Gettysburg steeple, where our man lost both sons. Almost 300 tons of lead slew a whole generation. In just 3 bloody days, 50,000 erased. in a war that still divides the nation. And the wind blows high, the wind blows low, the trees all must dance to its bidding. Seasons come and seasons go, 'tis forever a season for killing. They say slavery's gone, we all know they are wrong. It continues, alas, unabated. And still we prefer to solve problems with war, build our shrines to the dead and ill-fated. We give daughters and sons to the powerful ones who decide what we live for and die for. Then we cry out in vain to the gods we have made for the peace and the love that we squander. And still the wind blows high, the wind blows low, the trees all must dance to its bidding. Seasons come and seasons go, 'tis forever a season for killing. So I live in Scotland now. Everyone thinks when I say I live in Scotland, everyone assumes I'm Scottish, but I'm not. I'm just married to a Scottish lady, and I play the bagpipes. Those are
But not today.
but yeah. So, but I'm not Scottish. I was born in England, and yeah, there's a certain rivalry, I guess you would say, between the English and the Scots.
Pretty long.
Yeah, so we recently lost our queen, in case you didn't know. Sunrise, it's another day, my queen is dead, what can I say? So I wash my face and grab a cup of something meant to wake me up. Work's a drag, it doesn't pay, the mortgage bills won't go away, the taxman tries his best to rub me blind. I'm here searching for my peace of mind. Well, I have to catch that early train, the one that always brings the rain. I'm a lemming running for the edge, ma villa comme un sortilège. But maybe I should get away, take a Thompson holiday, but I know my MasterCard would be declined. So I'm here searching for my peace of mind. Now the priest is saying I should fight for everybody's human rights. I wonder what that means for you and me. The cost of living rising fast, how long will this recession last? I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Pollution, greed and refugees, am I responsible for this? And this fear of missing out, that keeps me wide awake when I should sleep. I am living in the afterglow of one more late night movie show, or surfing through the heavens redefined. I'm just searching for my peace of mind. Now there was a time when I believed in Easter eggs and Christmas Eve, fairy tales and nursery rhymes, movie shows and pantomimes. But nowadays I'm never sure of what I'm sure of anymore, and what I need might not be what I find. So I'm still searching for my peace of mind. My wife took me up the west coast of Scotland towards the Isle of Skye. Have anybody been to Scotland? Yeah. So just before you cross to the Isle of Skye, there's a nice fancy bridge now, but back in the day you used to have to catch a ferry. And just before you get there, you used to have to catch another ferry at a little town called Dorney. And Dorney is the home of Eilean Castle. And this is a castle that's on its own little island. And it's a great place, And we went there for a holiday, and we were there for 4 days, and the sun shone. It was glorious. Yeah, it's just amazing. I'll tell you a story about Scotland. You know, the 2 weeks before we moved to the US, the second time, we took a holiday on the Outer Hebrides, and we went all the way from Barra in the south, all the way up north to Stornoway, and it rained. It rained. And then we moved to Cincinnati, and in our little suburb we have a Sunday market, art fair once a year. And we walked down there, the first one, we've been in America 3 months, we walked down there and there's this guy selling these prints of the Isle of Skye, photographs that he took, and they're just glorious, sunshine. And I said to the guy, I said, how long did you have to wait to get these photographs? And he said, he says, I think I was there for 3 days, you know, and it's just the sun shone the whole time. Anyway, so I'll see if I can manage this little song called Dorney. I'm standing by the riverside. The valley reaches for a sky of early morning blue and clouds of grey. Giant hills like guardians proud, sentinels of souls unbowed by history, now greet this brand new day. See the wily oyster catcher foraging for food against the tide, while graceful like a ballerina, heron poses silent, dignified. Across the water houses stand children's toys beneath the grand magnificence of mountains climbing high. Walls and fences look hand-drawn, illuminated by the dawn, coloured with the tears of times gone by. There's a seal cavorting just downriver, a flash of black, a sliver, then he's gone. Or was it my imagination, an aberration for me to dwell on? houses picturesque that leave me overwhelmed by all the things I've seen. The castle noble on its island tells the legend of these highlands, the people and the places in between, where the river meets the open ocean, a never-ending motion drifts on by. Hazy on the west horizon, I can see the distant hills of sky. One day I will return again, my absence just the blinking of an eye. For in this land of hope and sorrow, tomorrow will reveal the reasons why. I'm going to just quickly change my tuning, because I wanted to end off with a couple of songs, especially for you, some of my favourite songs, if a singer-songwriter can have favourite songs, but as I say, I grew up in South Africa, and a lot of South Africa is on a high plateau. It's about 6,000 feet above sea level, so it's quite high. And I think athletes go there to train now. They never used to when I was there, because it's probably cheaper than going to where is it, Denver? Where's it higher? But the thing about living on a plateau is you feel so much closer to the sea, to the sky. So when storms come, it really feels like the storm's gonna hit you. So. Before Christianity came to southern Africa, the Nguni people, who are the Zulus and the Xhosa and the Swazis and the Ndebele people, believed in that everything came from Umvelinkangi. And of course they had that beaten out of them, but Umvelinkangi. So. So this is going to be a little song called Umvelinkangi, and really what it is about a thunderstorm. So here we go. Heavens are on fire, a raging livid hue, tempered steel or twilight shades of black and blue. The air roars like a freight train or the crashing of the seas. I feel it hot and heavy with foreboding and unease, and the trees like giant dancers putting on a show wave their arms in supplication as the tempest blows. And all at once the lightning flashes, streaks across the sky. The thunder rolls and crashes like an ancient battle cry. Umvelinkangi, Umvelinkangi, Umvelinkangi. The rain, the blessed rain is falling, rain is pouring down. Sheets of dappled water, the magician's silver gown. I hear the rumbling drumbeat on the rooftops on the ground, the deep pulsating rhythm, the cacophony of sound. Are the sweet savanna grasslands touched by summer rain? I know these smells will stay with me forever in my brain. I am just a grain of sand upon the ebbing flowing tide of these forces of creation, unpredictable and wild. Baba Moana Waresa Abantu Bako Baezwa Umoya Iasitulela Imhula Iasibusisa. Suddenly, it's over. The storm has come and gone. The air is fresh and clean again. My world is filled with song. All the birds that hid so silent as they sheltered in the fray now sing their jubilation to the wonder of this day. So I have some CDs over there. I didn't bring many. I'm not a CD kind of guy, you know. It's not good for the planet. So, no.
Question drops. What tune were you just using there?
So this is I got this tuning from Mary Chapin Carpenter. So it's D A C sharp E A E. Yeah, so, but I've got to make sure I'm in tune first.
Name of the D bass.
Yeah. So I hadn't written anything for about 20 years. I was talking to Art about it in the car today. So we went on holiday to Sedona. Anybody been to Sedona?
Beautiful place.
Did you hear about the vortexes?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
The vortices.
Vortices. Yeah, I always thought it were vortices, but everyone talks about vortexes, so I didn't want to come.
They're Americans.
So I don't know if I believe in that, but I've got to say that I came back and then within 6 months I was writing songs again, so who knows.
Gorgeous place.
Is that Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I,
North of
when I lived in Cincinnati, I belonged to a folk club called Queen City Balladeers, and we used to have artists come in once a month. And we had a young girl from Athens, Ohio. Anybody been to Athens, Ohio? Oh yeah?
Just pass through.
Yeah. So we went there. Those of you who've got kids will know that the whole college process is something that means that you've got to travel a lot and have a look. So we were living here, of course, while my daughter was doing her high school. So we ended up traveling to as far as Dartmouth and even to Athens, Ohio, to go and have a look at the college there. And anyway, there was a young girl called Megan B, and I asked you to look her up on the internet, meganb.com. I don't mind plugging my friends here, but she came and did a set, and Megan reminded me of myself when I was her age. She was just young and carefree, and she was dressed like a country bumpkin, and I don't mean that in a bad way. She just and she had this dress on, and she kicked her shoes off, and she danced through this whole set, and it was just so beautiful. And I was working the door with my friend Jim that night, and he said, "Oh, you're going to come and listen to Megan and get some inspiration?" And I said, "Oh, is she good?" He said, "Well, I don't know, I've never heard her, but she's got a website and everything." So we decided, Jim and I, that we would sit there and we challenged each other. We said, we'll go home and write something. And I had my guitar in this weird tuning because I was trying to learn this Mary Chapin Carpenter song for a friend of mine in North Carolina who has cancer, and she really likes the song, and so I thought I'd learn it and go and play it for her. So when I got home, the guitar, because I only had one guitar in those days, the guitar was in this tuning, and I wrote this little song, and so anyway, it's a song called My Reverie, and I have to thank Megan B for getting me back into songwriting, because without her I probably would never have done that. So this is my last song, so thank you very much for listening. CDs over there, whatever price, doesn't matter, take one. I don't want to take them back to Scotland, so. Okay, let's go. Oh, hush, my soul, she's painting daydream, yellows, reds, and gold, and lilac moonbeams. She speaks to me, so innocent and so carefree. How can it be? I close my eyes, yet I can see her fantasy. Her fantasy. Moments in time, uncomplicated, just one fishing line, and now I'm captivated. She fills my mind with memories long left behind. Is she some kind of mystic creature sent to find my reverie? My reverie. Sweet minstrel queen, weave your magic webs tonight of life in between the interludes of black and white. You let me see the colors of the setting sun, the cottonwood tree, waiting for the rains to come and set it free. You set me
very much. Thank you very much. So I'm feeling love. Here's the love song called I'm Amazed by Your Love. I don't need the mountains, and I don't need the trees, but I don't need the splendor of the sun that shines on me. I don't need the treasure buried out at sea, and I don't need the lovely gardens of antiquity. I've traveled far, all that I've seen left me cold, twisted and scarred. Nothing could move in my soul. But I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now, and all the days of my life. Dreams claw at me in the night, they whisper of tragedies not yet come to light. We must hold on to these precious times when I'm here by your side, and you are mine. And out on the road, though you are far from me, everywhere I go, wonder is all that I see. Better than the mountains, better than the trees, it's better than the splendor of the sun that shines on me. Better than the treasure buried out at sea, it's better than the mighty temples of antiquity. I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now, and all the days of my life. 'Cause I'm amazed by your love. When I gaze in your eyes, I hope it stays with me now, and all the days of my life. So I know most of you have heard these jokes before, but I don't care. Tell them again. You may be wondering why I've got two guitars up here on the stage, and the reason is that Art actually booked a duo for you this evening. And then I showed up. So what I'm going to do is move very, very quickly between the two guitars and have the impression there really is a duo playing. The real reason is that they're different tunings. So I try to keep tuning to a minimum on stage. I thought Dave handled his tuning issue very, very, very admirably and coolly this evening. So that's enough about the guitars. Who the hell am I? That's the next question. You may be wondering. So the name is Rupert. One of those names that says, I definitely don't come from Massachusetts. London, England is my place of birth. The name Rupert, actually you hear it quite a lot in South Africa, I think, and Australia too. Not so much in America. Kind of helps to set me apart a little bit. My second name is Wates. So the whole thing reads Rupert Waits. Well, what does he wait for? I can see you're an intelligent audience getting the jokes that I make. This is called Waiting to Begin. When I was a little boy, the world was like a Christmas toy, a life again that I was sure to win, and I'm waiting to begin. Work hard and get ahead, in time all things will come, they said. That was only so much sin, and I'm waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, still waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. I never crossed the starting line. The race has left me far behind. I'm no longer in my prime. Still siren voices sing. They're calling from that promised land, stolen from me by some sleight of hand. Life's a shadow of the one that I plan, until I find the real thing. I'm waiting to begin, still waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, I'm still waiting to begin. Days come and go, and all I really know is that I'm slowly getting older. No more time to waste if I'm to join the race. It's already halfway over. Let me do all that I intend. I'm gonna give all I have to spend. The road is rushing towards the end, and I'm waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin, still waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. This is one of my oldest songs. I'd like to dedicate this to two of my special friends here this evening, Anne and John, Anne Sandstrom and John Wallace. Two of them know very well. And, they have done me the great honour of recording and performing some of my songs quite regularly over the last few years, which is the highest compliment that a songwriter can receive, or certainly one of the highest compliments that any songwriter can receive. So, and this, I know that John, you've recorded this one on your album Undercovers, right? Undercovers, yeah. This dates to my time in England, and it's about the end of a long period of rain. I was inspired to write it by the backdrop that I was looking at in London, England. But it's about the moment when the rain has gone and we look out of our windows and see the sun shining and glittering and the world full of promise and saying, yes, I'm still here, just as lovely as ever after the rains. It's really a song of renewal. So here it is, 30 years old, this song. I wrote it when I was about 2. You've given the game away. Oh, now you've told everybody how old I am. Okay, this is called After the Rains. Shakes his feathers dry after the rains are gone, makes his home the wide blue sky after the rains are gone, and colors waiting to amaze are open to the gentle rays of the day to come. After the rains are gone, after the rains are gone, and we will see with clear sights after the rains are gone. And when the rain dries on our cheeks to leave us on a mountain peak, then we will hear our vision speak. the morning bird will sing again, although the night was long. And if no trace of us remains, just say we walked in love's domain. This will be our song after the rains are gone. The eagle shakes her feathers dry after the rains are gone, and makes her home the clear blue sky after the rains are gone, after the rains are gone. My CDs are for sale, $15 each, $20 for two. And they have nutritional value. Because if you buy them, I eat! As Dave is now demonstrating. Thanks, Dave. Yeah. You must have heard that line before. I'd like to give you a couple of songs with a nautical theme. England being an island, a lot of the stories that you hear are about the sea, and I based these songs on Old English folk stories, not folk songs. I researched a bunch of Old English folk stories to kind of get in touch with my own ancestral roots as part of an album that I was writing called For the People, which is based on Old English folk stories. This particular folk story was about a mermaid, so I'm sure you've all seen a mermaid. Hands up anybody who's not seen a mermaid. Shame on you. So this particular mermaid is trying to get home to her cave under the sea, but she can't do it because the captain of her ship has anchored with his anchor over the mouth of her cave, and she's trying to get home to feed her baby, so she's begging the captain to weigh anchor so she can get home. It may be a fictional story, but I based this song upon it. I'd rather like to think it's true. This is called Oh Captain. Oh Captain, weigh anchor, I pray, for I may not return home till your anchor be raised. If you like my silvery tail, if you like my bright fishy scales, and my hair much lighter than the breeze, let me show you how thankful I can be. Hear my loved ones calling to me from our home deep under the sea. Draw your anchor from the ocean floor, where it lies now blocking my door. Oh Captain, weigh anchor, I pray. I beg you, let me go on my way. My loved ones are hungry in their lonely cave. Oh, let not their watery home be their grave. My husband below, he is one of your kind, and his voice is sweeter than wine. I tempted him as I lay on the sand, and that same day he gave me his hand. Now each evening you may hear us sing to the moon and her sister the wind. They will send you calm and friendly seas if you'll grant this favour to me. Oh Captain, weigh anchor, I pray. I beg you, let me go on my way. Have pity on this comely maid, for I may not return home to your anchor. Shall you wait? This has got a lot of maritime background, and I based it loosely on several Old English folk stories and stole the imagery just as it appealed to me. I didn't really know what it meant for a long time. I still really don't really know what it means, but I'm not sure I care. Anyway, I want to point out the brilliance of my songwriting in this particular song, just in case you miss it, because the instrumental sections are my attempt to depict musically a stormy ocean. So see if you can hear what I mean. This is called To the Sea. Can you tell me where my true love lies? What's that to me? What's that to me? Did she pass by on her morning ride? Follow the river to the sea. Were there wildflowers in her chestnut hair? What's that to me? What's that to me? It was for my sake she then did will follow the river to the sea. There she waits on the sun-warmed sands while the waves rise and fall, where the old ruined castle stands and silence gazes from its walls. There she'll watch as the sailors make land, each with treasures galore. They will show her the pearls in their hands that they have brought from distant shores. And in time to come she'll not grow old. What's that to me? What's that to me? For a rusty coin she'll trade her soul. Follow the river to the sea. Can you tell me where my sweetheart lies? What's that to me? What's that to me? Did she hear her sing as she passed by? Follow the river to the sea. Follow the river to the sea. Follow the river to the sea. So my main base is New York City. We have a little apartment there, my wife, my 4-year-old son, and myself. Yes, he's only 4 years old, would you believe? Everybody thinks I'm his granddad, but I'm actually his dad. I'll tell you more about him later on. But so our second home is in Colorado. We have a little cabin in Colorado. And that's what enables me to tour as widely as I do. I do about 120 gigs most years here in America. About 50,000 miles in my car, at least 50,000 miles in my car every year. In America, the lower 50. Sometimes in Canada, sometimes in Europe, mostly here in America. And what enables me to keep that program up, it really is the fact that I've got 2 bases, one in New York in the east and one in the west in Colorado. But one thing what we most like about our place in Colorado is that everything that New York City is, it is not. You look up at your sky at night and you can see the stars. You take a deep breath and you won't smell ganja, or you might smell ganja, but you'll smell something else as well, which is the deep, fresh mountain air. And you can hear the river go by. You can own your house, believe it or not. Park right in front of your house. Know your neighbours. It's all wonderful. Much as I also love New York City. So this is a little love song set at sunrise, one of my favourite times of day in Colorado. It's a love song to Colorado. Next time I come through North Reading, I will have a beautiful love song set in North Reading. In the meantime, let me take you to the mountains of Colorado. This is called Like Sunrise. I open my eyes, and the night has gone, and morning light is here. Still pale is the dawn, and wet with dew. Before the sky is clear. She's with me then, and she fills my eyes, and she warms my face like sunrise. And I see her again with her deep brown hair and the colourful things she wears. She sings to the birds and makes each one her friend. Then she brings me the songs they share. She's with me then, and she fills my eyes, and she warms my face like sunrise. She's with me then, and she warms my eyes, then she'll kiss my face like sunrise. She'll kiss my face like sunrise. I was particularly moved by Dave's song about Dorney. Is it called Dorney? Dorney, yeah, I thought that was really beautiful. And I also liked, well, all the songs obviously, but I particularly liked the Civil War. We're both storytellers really, Dave and I, we have that clearly in common. We're interested in American history. And I think coming from the UK, it gives us a certain viewpoint, the viewpoint of the outsider, which is after all the journalist's viewpoint. The journalist has to remain on the outside of events if he's going to narrate them objectively. So I think that does give us a certain advantage sometimes in retelling the story of America from an outsider's point of view. This particular song is based on a true story from the Dust Bowl Depression. It concerns a poor family who made their way across America on foot during the days of the Dust Bowl. And Dave likes this song, I know. Based on a true story, this is called Days of Mercy. It's really a hymn of thanks to the strong women of America who just kept their show on the road, literally. Days of Mercy, my song based upon a true story, Days of Mercy. Daddy lost his job one day when I wouldn't take a cut in pay. He couldn't find another place, even one that paid him less. So he settled into his easy chair with his dog-eared magazines until the bank took back our house. And my mama only screamed when she was a little girl. She had a dream she found a pearl hidden in the pocket of her pants, but the pants were full of holes, and when she woke the pearl was gone. And she was only 6 years old. Hold on tight, my mama said, and keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we sold up all we owned, we headed east in a touring car. We found a place with a plot of land down in windy Arkansas. And Daddy worked on the lady's farm, but my mama heard it said he didn't work that lady's field just as much as he worked her bed. So she packed a cardboard case with a single change of clothes and took the baby on her hip and told us all to follow close. And we began the long walk home to the California coast. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. sit in the heat of the Oklahoma sun. My mama led me to a stream and dipped a cloth to bathe my head. We walked all through New Mexico, and in a migrant workers' camp I learned all there was to know about the kindness of the poor. Though the children dressed in rags, they gave us everything they had. Bags of sweets with ready smiles, fresh tortilla around the fire. In the huts of Rusty Island, when our baby started crying, hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith on the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come, when the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane. Let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we finally reached LA, beside a lake in Lincoln Park. A man was standing all alone, throwing crumbs to feed the ducks. When are you going to take those children home? Asked the man, and my mama said, we just walked 2,000 miles, we'll make it yet with a little luck. And then the man just looked away. He said he guessed his turn had come. He pulled out $2 bills, enough to see us right, for a can of pork and beans and some shelter for the night. Hold on tight, my mama said, and keep your eyes upon the sun. Put your faith in the road ahead. The days of mercy will surely come. But when the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. And my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. Days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. And my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun, put your faith in the road ahead. Days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. A couple of instrumentals now, and these date from the pandemic period, or the height of the pandemic, 2020, when we lost all our live work. All musicians were out of work. I lost about 80% of my income, of course, probably more actually, really 90% of my income. If it hadn't been from handouts from the New York state government, we really would have been in a very tight place, my wife and I, but then that was true of everybody. I remember sitting at home and saying to myself, I can do one of two things. I can either sit still and feel sorry for myself, or I can try to move forward as a musician. So I decided to sit still and feel sorry for myself. That's what I did. But actually what I really did was to learn some classical pieces. I've now got an entire classical repertoire, and I give online recitals once a month, and I try to include some of the classical stuff in my live set. Probably only got time for a couple of pieces today, as it's a shorter set, but if I do a longer set, then I will include quite a few classical pieces, which just gives a taste of something completely different and makes a nice kind of refresher from the standard singer-songwriter fare. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a couple of tunes. One is Jesu Joy of Man's Desire by J.S. Bach, as arranged by Leo Kotsky. And this is a medley. I'm going to go straight into one of my own songs, so it's not really a classical piece at all. It's classical folk, if you like. My piece is called I'll Never Tire of Looking in Your Eyes. And of course, when I wrote that song, I was thinking of none other than Art Grossman. It's really a love song. Okay, maybe not, but another time, perhaps. So this is Jesu Joy of Man's Desire, followed by I'll Never Tire of Looking in Your Eyes. base some of my songs on existing texts, stories that I like, imagery that I hear, and I went back to some old English texts from my album For the People, which of course is for sale over there in the corner. Don't forget it. But my most recent CD is called Elegies, not allergies, elegies. So yes, my friend Dave is holding up a copy. And it's really love songs with the theme of separation or absence. I'd like to give you one of them now. I based this on La Morte d'Arthur, which is to Richard or Sir Thomas, I can't remember what his first name was, Mallory's great epic of the Arthurian legend, the Knights of the Round Table and Camelot. And in that great book, it's about 1,000 pages long, the lovers are Guinevere and Lancelot. Lancelot is the great military hero, and Guinevere is King Arthur's queen. So they have this very public, adulterous affair, which leads to the death of King Arthur and the downfall of the kingdom and all other kinds of disasters. So it's very unfortunate. But, as is always the case, we root for them as the naughty people in the book, much more than we do for anybody else. Nobody cares about poor old King Arthur, it's basically. So anyway, I based this particular song on the final meeting between Lancelot and Guinevere. He shows up at the nunnery in which she's taken refuge to try to purge her soul of its sinful past, and he begs her to come and live with him once more in his castle in France, in Brittany, in fact. But she refuses, she turns him down. So this is my version, a slightly modernised version of their final meeting. This is called Guinevere. Guinevere. Guinevere, do you hear? At the door there is one who waits for you, and his eyes tell a tale full of pain, terrible to see. Guinevere, it is I, never fear, I have come to take you home. It is time, lady mine, to put away your tears. Though all we have loved and all we have known has burned in a funeral bier. Guinevere, we have won, for the sun is still lovely and we are here. Please, I beg thee, tempt me not with fine words. Through your pride our kings and kingdoms all now fallen. Let me be, I beg of thee, say of me that I was to blame. Come not again. Guinevere, well I own, I alone was the one who made you sin. And was I, even I, who would die to save your name. Guinevere, you are pale, and the veil that you wear becomes you ill. I would fain see thee again, with your cheeks aflame. Then bring your 5 ladies, sing with your ladies, robe thee in Lincoln green. Guinevere, take my hand, come with me to Brittany, and be my queen. Urge me not to break my sacred vow. Please go thou now and live in joy with some fair maiden. Lady dear, never fear, he is gone, the one who was here. Then why, tell me why, are your eyes yet full of tears? Guinevere. So last weekend was Memorial Day, and I was reminded of writing this particular song, which I wrote 3 years ago on Memorial Day. Also based on a true story, with a very English background. There's a pub north of London called the Bricklayer's Arms. If you go to this pub, look up at the ceiling and you will see some nail holes in the beams and some silver coins nailed beside them. And you ask the landlord, what are those silver coins doing in the ceiling of your pub? And he will tell you the story, which was that on August of 1914, the eve of the First World War, all the young men of that village who had just enlisted in the army, wearing their new uniforms, went down to the pub for their last farewell with their wives, family members, sweethearts, friends, and each man produced from his pocket a florin, which was an English coin worth about 10 pennies. In those days, quite a lot of money. They said, we're going to nail it to the ceiling here, and it's going to stay there until we come home from the war, which we will do at Christmas, because this war will be over by Christmas. All wars are over by Christmas, surely. And that's what we'll do. So that's what they did. So 110 years later, you look up at the ceiling and you'll see the nail holes, and you'll understand that they represent certain young men who did indeed survive that great conflagration, which was the First World War. 25 silver coins still waiting for their young men to come home from the fields of Flanders, and they never did come home. That is their war memorial, those silver coins nailed to the ceiling of their local pub. Well, I thought that was a beautiful story. I've got to write a song based on it. I'd like to dedicate this to veterans in the room. I think there are several veterans in this room this evening. All the men and women who have served, will serve, are serving. This is for you. This is called a florin to the beam. A florin is an English coin worth about 10 pennies. A florin to the beam. Nail a florin to the beam of the old bricklayer's arms, and leave it there for all to see. Drink up and dry your eyes, and on the day when I come home, it will buy a high old time for you and me. Promise me that you'll remember me, and every letter that you send to me. This war will never make an end of me, as long as you are still a friend to me. Drink up and dry your eyes, and nail a florin to the beam of the old bricklayer's arms, and leave it there for all to see. Drink up and dry your eyes, and on the day when I come home, it will buy a high old time for you and me. See your eyes again, that coin will be the one you never spend. No black ringed notice in the Times for me, one silver penny will do fine for me. Drink up and dry your eyes, and nail a florin to the beam of the old bricklayer's arms, and leave it there for all to see. Drink up and dry your eyes, and on the day when I come home, it will buy a high old time for you and me. We'll have a high old time, wait and see. There's nothing like a lovely audience, and you're nothing like a lovely audience. You heard them all before. Okay. So, you know, I've spent many, many years suffering for my art, and now it's your turn. Only joke. So I'm going to retune this guitar briefly. Tell you a little bit of backstory. Slipping this guitar down into dad-gad tuning. I decided to use this tuning for all the songs that I'm writing at the moment, because they're all going to be about my son, Gabriel, who's now 4. And Dad-Gad seems like a very daddy kind of tuning. That's why I chose it. So all the songs are in Dad-Gad. So Gabriel's 4 years old. And I don't get to see him, as much as I'd like. I'm away from home a lot. When I am home, I guess I appreciate him all the more. So this is a song about a travelling man. Good enough for jazz. I'm a travelling man, and this is written in the form of a folk ballad addressed to Gabriel, but from the point of view of the woman I left behind, in fictional terms, if you like. My wife, the mother, Gabriel's mother, is telling him about the man who is absent. That's from her point of view. I need to explain that, I think, before I play it. So this is called the Song of the Wayfarer. Your father was a wayfaring man, and his name was written in sand. Where the wind blows and the wave sings, he would go a journeying. With a king's ransom on his head, and only the moonlight to share his bed, many have offered to be his guide. Many would join his midnight ride, but he carried beside his heart a locket of gold, with a portrait of you inside, so I'm told. Some say the soldiers had his hide, some say the sea is now his bride. But his eyes would win a queen, they were the warmest I've ever seen. And he told me that son of mine would grow up to be the brother to the wind and as free. Your father was a wayfaring man, and his name is written in sand. Where the wind blows and the wave sings, he will go a journeying. He will go a journeying. That's a new one. Alrighty. They get better with age, as I do. I couldn't get much worse anyway, that's for sure. So I'd like to give you a couple more songs every week before we say goodnight this evening. So the question I often ask myself is, when I look back on my life, when the time comes, will I feel that I did the right thing or did I do the wrong thing? So often I do the wrong thing. We're only human after all. Was I justified? And this is called Justified. Take me home and take me now from the place where I hid. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in what I did. Free my hands and free my soul, and you will see me rise and fly. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in your eyes. And I was old, so much younger then, and I was blinded by pride, and I flew to the other sun again. Was it justified when so many cried? Lay me down and lay me low. Take me now, my time has come. Take me home, only let me know, was I justified in what I done? Take me home, take me now, from the place where I hid. Take me home, only let me know if I was justified in what I did. Was I justified in what I did? Was I justified in what I did? And one up-tempo tune and one not so up-tempo. I'd like to give you a non-original tune. This also comes from my album, which is called Instrumental, which, as the name implies, is instrumental. It features mainly classical pieces, but this is obviously not a classical piece. This is written by Leo Kotsky, one of my favourite imitators. Next time you see Leo, will you please call him on the way? He's been ripping off my style for so long. He was doing it before I was born, I don't know how he did it. This is called The Fisherman, written by Leo Kotsky. Everybody please be safe on the way home. Will you please give a nice warm round of applause again to Dave Mason, everybody. It's been a real pleasure for me to be part of the British invasion this evening and to close for Dave and to share the stage with him. So please check out his music and follow him on Facebook and elsewhere wherever he is online and in person. Please come back and support live music whenever you can. Also a nice warm round of applause for our lovely host, Art. I know of no man or woman who does more for the cause of music than Art. Totally unselfish, totally generous, totally giving. I don't know any musician who doesn't owe something to Art in this I'll pay you back next week. Anyway, so this is a song that I'm going to end with. Please be safe on the road this evening, be safe generally, and we will meet again further down the road. So this is called Further Down the Road. when thorny darkness comes to chill my bones, and when I stumble on the rocks and stones, I see a far ahead that guides me home, further down the road. And as I walk towards the blaze of light that calls me like a siren day and night, it's always at the very edge of sight, and further down the road, further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed. Further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still glows. When time is closed and all we've done and said, when all that's left of me is dust instead, think only that I've gone some way ahead, and further down the road, further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed. Further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still glows. When thorny darkness comes to chew your bones, and when you're lost and scared and all alone, I'll light a fire ahead to guide